behind that. Welcome, welcome. Well, thank you for sharing your Sunday morning with us. It's going to be a great service. We have so many wonderful mediums here. As you can see, we're going to have an incredible talk about crystals and the different healing properties by truly an expert in the field. So this is going to be just a fabulous day. So I want you to relax and have fun. And if your mom is in the spirit world, well, you must thank her for bringing you here this morning, yes? And if your mom is in the physical world, take a moment to acknowledge and have some gratitude that she is still here in the physical, right? Because it truly is a blessing to have our loved ones around us and with us, especially on days that are so important like these. So we are going to start with our message from Spirit. So the message that they kind of channeled in today was as follows. Today, we mention unconditional love. The power of love is infinite. Your ability to love is infinite. We share this thought today as a remembrance to the power of your soul to love without fear and without recourse. When you see that all communication, all emotion, and all experiences come down to the ability to love unconditionally, you will find your safe place. The place that provides a hug when you need it. The place that offers a listening ear when you need to speak. The place that offers you comfort and reassurance when you are feeling uncertain. We created the love of a mother as a reminder to you that all souls are connected. We build a system that requires that a physical connection must be broken in order for the new life to become its own. This is to show you that no physical break can ever destroy the soul link from one soul to another. The heart connection, the love connection is always within. The love will always be connected. We are showing you that ties that are connected to you may seem hidden, but they are always there, always present. For some, this may be an easier path than others. For some have experienced hardship with receiving unconditional love, or perhaps in giving it. We offer you to find the love within your heart first. Love fiercely and strongly, for your ability to love knows no limits. When you walk through your physical experience loving richly and fully, you are honoring your soul's purpose. You are honoring our purpose. And through your love, you are inspiring others. Show others that it is okay to love with every ounce of your physical and spiritual self. For this is your calling. This is the legend for which you seek. Do not let the disappointment shield your heart from loving. When you feel as if you want to retract, love more. Give more of yourself. Know that we hold you in a safe place and have given you the ability to love without measure. Today we honor the power of love. For each of you has the gift of offering the love of a mother to someone. Your ability to love is your gift to others. Spread your love like magic. It is and feel the light within and shine with each offering you give to others. May your love radiate unconditionally today and every day. It's really, they give you that, and it's hard, right? Don't you know, like, we all know what it's like to have loss, or disappointment, and, you know, your heart is broken for various reasons, but then you know, to find that place to rally up, and to find that hope in that place of loving more rather than loving less. So I love that message that they gave us today. Now, what do you think of when you think of a mom? right? Well, I know what some of you are thinking. But normally we think of unconditional love, right? We think of dedication, selflessness, right? We think of sacrifice. How many of your moms, whether they be a single parent or in a family unit, a traditional, non-traditional, really gave everything they had to give you the best that they could? That selflessness and that love is what we are honoring today. Moms show us the power of love, and they show us that love really can overcome anything. Even when you resist, right? Especially those teenage years. You know, there's a lots of resistance for some of us. I mean, not me, you guys, obviously. But we're here, you know, that relationship that we have, we challenge our moms, don't we? And we have a hard time trusting our moms sometimes, or sometimes we trust them unconditionally. It is this beautiful experience of knowing that someone is there for you no matter what. Someone has got your back. Someone loves you, even in their own way, as we sometimes say. And through that, moms come in many forms, right? Maybe you're the mom of a baby child, right? A physical baby. But maybe you're the mom of a fur baby, right? Maybe you're the mom that loves the neighbors, that loves the students, that loves the elderly. Each of us has that quality and that potential to be that mother within. And it's through these experiences with mothers that we realize that vibration they hold is truly so high that through the pain and the suffering at times, they can still rise up to love more. They can still rise up to give more of themselves. We can still grow and learn from one another and from our parents to learn, hey, how do I want to do it? How do I want to do it? Do I want to do it differently? Do I want to do it the same? Do you have that connection in that relationship that offers you an opportunity to grow as your own soul and your own spirit and your own self and your own physical self? So love yourself, love with kindness. And if you had a relationship with a mom that was difficult, you know, it's finding and overcoming those obstacles that differentiate opinions and setbacks. But it's those times where we can learn and grow to love no matter what. To love that even if there's differences, to love beyond. Or to repair relationships. I offer an opportunity to repair if it's there for you. But regardless, take a moment to thank that person who brought you into the physical world. Can you, let's just take a moment for that. All right? Just put yourself in that place. Some of you have been there. But, the fact that they kind of, they do that voluntarily. That's a lot. That's a lot of love right there. That's a lot of passion and dedication and honoring that they're going to bring a life into the world. Each and every one of you has a mom that brought you into this physical world. And for anyone who even has been adopted or fostered, that love is also unconditional, right? Because now you're even chosen. I mean, listen, the ones that gotta pop you out. I mean, listen, it's a Russian roulette at times, right? But they're still loving unconditionally. Now, the moms that sit there and say to themselves, I want to love so much. I want to love any child that needs love. I want to offer any animal that needs love. I want to offer any person around me that needs love. I recently heard of this story where a student at a class was having major difficulties with her mom. The teacher then proceeded to adopt the student in order to offer that student a chance at a purposeful life filled with love. And to me, these acts of kindness, these acts that the mothers within us to share unconditional love are just such a reminder of purity And truly what we all should be aiming for in our own lives is that vibration of unconditional love. So take that with you. Honor your mom today, whether she be in spirit or in physical. Honor the women in your life that are mothers. Maybe it's a grandmother, right? Maybe it's an aunt. Maybe it's a friend. So offer those people in your life that have given you unconditional love. And today, we are going to celebrate them. Sound good?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we are going to start with our professional talk. So our talk today is about crystals and the various healing aspects of crystals. So if you're looking to mend your heart hurts. I want to know what crystal I need. All right, I want to know rapido. What crystal is going to help me get there? If I need to be more open to the universe, right? What crystal is going to help with that? Right? My body's not feeling so good. What crystal's going to help with that? So, lucky for us, we have some great tools in our back pocket and in our neighborhood. All right? We have a crystal expert. She's a Reiki master, a professional psychic medium. She also has her own space just around the corner. And what she teaches, crystal certification workshops that you are more than welcome to join and sign up for if you find this interesting and want to learn more about it. So I'm going to pass around the basket for anyone who would like to contribute the $10 donation while Jules sets up. But let's put our hands together for our professional speaker today, my friend, colleague, truly an honor to have her here, Jules Davis.
All right. Hello, everybody. Hello. Who here likes crystals? If you don't like crystals, you might like them after today. That's all I'm going to say. But crystals have become very popular as of late around the world. But it's not just something that's a woo-woo spiritual thing. We actually use crystals in our everyday lives. Every single one of your cell phones, laser technology, we use crystal technology in our everyday lives. It's very essential and important to us. If you ever had a watch that said quartz on it, it's because they used quartz in there in order to make the clock work appropriately, because it actually meters the way that the timepiece moves. So we use crystals in our everyday lives, but as Colby mentioned, I'm here to talk to you about how to use crystals for healing. We've been using crystals for healing for thousands of years. If you look at the ancient Greeks, the ancient Romans, the indigenous tribes, they used crystals in different ways, whether it was for going into war and using it as protection on their bodies, helping their dead journey to the spirit world and find their way. They used it for makeup. They used to crush up some crystals and use it for makeup. So we've been using it for a very long time. The way that, if you, here you can just pass it back. The way that we like to use crystals most of all, I think, is either to have it around your home. You can have beautiful crystals sitting on your tables, on your shelves, and things like that, and they do emit energy and frequencies throughout your home. You can also wear them on your person if you have jewelry on, things of that nature. You can wear them on your body. You can also take crystals and just place them on your body or hold them in your hand, and you'll get some healing properties from them. The reason that crystals work with us, well, there's a few different reasons, but crystals emit vibration and frequency, especially something like quartz. It's actually been proven scientifically that quartz can emit a consistent frequency. They have the lowest amount of entropy in all of nature, which means they have the lowest amount of disorder. So for those of you who are into science, you might understand what that means. But for the average person, just so you know, it means that you can put a vibration or an intention into a piece of quartz crystal, and it will continue to hold that vibration and intention in it. So clear quartz is a very powerful crystal. If you have nothing else, have a piece of clear quartz in your collection. If you put quartz with anything else, it actually amplifies the energy of that crystal. So say you have something that you're working with and you want to give it a little boost, put a piece of clear quartz with it. If you have any jewelry, if it's mixed with clear quartz, or sometimes there's actually stones that grow mixed with quartz. So this is an example of one here. This is one of my favorite stones. It's black tourmaline in quartz. And the tourmaline and quartz connection here, the way that they grow together, there's little flecks of black tourmaline in here that you might be able to see. This is an excellent stone for transmuting negative energy into positive energy. And I think we could all use a little bit more of that in our lives, right? So the way that they work together, because black tourmaline is a very grounding stone, so if you're feeling like you need some grounding, you could hold some black tourmaline, you could wear some black tourmaline, you could have it around your space. But when you put it together with the quartz, it just amplifies that energy. And actually, because black is such a good stone for absorbing negative energy, the quartz then helps it to dissipate. So they work very, very well together. And you'll see clear quartz growing with a lot of different crystals. Another combination I love is with hematite because it's very grounding, but that clear quartz is very spiritual. So for those of you who are meditating or doing any spiritual work, clear quartz also will help you very much in your connection with the spiritual realms. If you meditate with a piece of clear quartz in your hand, you will definitely feel its energy and frequency as you're working with it. So clear quartz is something that I would definitely recommend. And the cool thing, I'm just going to talk for a moment about shapes. So when you see it in a cluster, a natural cluster like this, it actually is putting energy out all over the room, so in every direction. So also when we work with shapes, we can use them in different ways for healing too. And I'll talk about different shapes as I'm talking about different crystals here. But just something also to be aware of, that when you actually choose the shape or the style of the crystal, it has different ways that it can help you. The one that I just showed you with the black tourmaline in it, this is called an obelisk, this shape. And these are known for protection. If you think of old castles or forts or things like that, they used to have this shape around them. You can look at it in ancient Egyptians, you know, different people have these obelisks around. This was for protection. So you can use them also. Some of them are man-made shapes. Some of them are shapes that grow naturally. For heart stuff, as Colby was just mentioning, love. Who doesn't need more love in their lives? And that's not just romantic love. This can be love of self, love for your colleagues, love for your children, your parents, whomever you want to give or receive love from. I love rose quartz. That's definitely one of my all-time favorite crystals. And rose quartz, also in the quartz family, so it's related to that clear quartz. It just happens to have other minerals in it that make it this color. So you'll see different crystals that have the same name, but they're just coming in a different color. It means that different minerals in the earth have mixed together in order to create it, okay? So that color has a different vibration and frequency, but there's similarities to the clear quartz. So when it's in this pink color, it's a really nice, calming, soothing stone. When it's in this heart shape, so this is a man-made heart shape here, it's also really good for calling in the love. So you can wear this on your body. Colby has a beautiful necklace on with a heart on it. You can wear it over your heart chakra like she is. You can have this just laying down. This is a nice big piece of rose quartz to bring in this healing energy of love. You can put it around your house. But rose quartz is definitely one of the most calming, soothing stones. It's also a stone I highly recommend that everybody have in their toolbox when it comes to crystal healing. Because it's so good for calming, if you have issues around anxiety or anger or other stuff like that, it can also be very helpful. I used to sleep with rose quartz under my pillow a lot because it would help to relax and calm down my mind. And that was a very good one for that. So rose quartz is one of the crystals I highly recommend for healing and mending a broken heart, but also for opening up your heart. So we want to heal our heart, and we also want to open it up at the same time, because a lot of times when we're going through a heartbreak, like Colby mentioned, we tend to be more protective, right? So we want to open and receive love as well. Green calcite is another one of my favorite stones for heart. It's a very calming, soothing stone. If you have any anxiety or anything like that, this is also a really great stone. Calcite is actually made from calcium carbonate, if you're a science nerd. And all of the different minerals that I'm talking about, we have in our physical body. We actually need these to function. So that's another way that crystals work with us. We actually need the minerals that are here. So it's not just a vibrational energy thing. Not that we're going to get the calcium from it just from wearing it on our body, but our body is naturally attracted to these things. So there could be manganese, iron ore, calcium carbonate, silicates, copper, all of these different things and the different minerals that we work with when we're working with the crystals. And the color is very important because the color also very much resonates with the different chakras and the different energy centers of our body. So when we're talking about the heart, the main colors are green or pink. So you want to use crystals that resonate with that energy and that chakra. Another crystal that I absolutely love, especially if you're going through a very difficult heart transition, is kunzite. I don't have a large enough piece to show you because that would probably be $1,000. It is a very expensive crystal, but it is one worth investing in. You can get tiny pieces, and even that tiny piece of crystal will emit a high frequency and high vibration for healing. So for any heart stuff, you want to work on heart healing, you want to manifest more love in your life, I would use those 3 crystals are probably my favorites for that. Okay?
Do you have a sample of it?
The kunzite? Not here. I can only bring so many crystals, but kunzite, Kunzite.
What color is it?
It's like a pink, lavender pink color usually. Yeah. So for spiritual stuff, because I know Colby also mentioned that, for spiritual stuff, you want to open up your spiritual connection, you want to meditate more deeply, you want to journey into the spiritual realms. Aside from clear quartz that I also already mentioned, amethyst is definitely one of my favorite stones for that. And these are the stones that I'm showing you today are all affordable and easily accessible. So that's why I brought those in particular. You don't have to get a big fancy piece like this, by the way. You can use a small crystal. You don't have to sell your house and mortgage everything in order to get your crystal collection. But you will notice that suddenly you start acquiring more and more crystals over time. But amethyst is also in the quartz family, so we're all related here. And amethyst is a wonderful crystal for spiritual connection, for spiritual protection, for meditation. It's also very good for somebody who may be struggling with sobriety stuff. So if you know anybody who may need a little help in that way, the ancient Greeks used to keep it in their pocket because amethyst actually translates to not drunken. So not just is it good for spiritual stuff, it's also good for some people that may need that support as well. I used to give some of my friends some of these crystals without telling them why I was giving them. Here's a little amethyst for you, I thought you could use that. So if you know anybody that might need an amethyst for support, or maybe they're just newly connecting with the spiritual side of themselves, I highly recommend amethyst. It's a very easy stone to acquire. Lots of people suffer from back pain, so I also want to talk about back pain. Usually back pain is very much connected to emotional stuff. That's been my personal experience. And the lower back pain is usually where most people feel it, right? So we have these different chakras, and I'm talking about it in a little bit out of order state here, but if we go down into the sacral chakra, which is the second chakra in our body, that color is orange. So orange stones, red, can also have an effect on our lower body or lower back area. Orange and red stones I highly recommend, and 2 of my absolute favorites for back pain are carnelian and orange calcite, which I have here as well. So carnelian can be very orange or it can be more red. Carnelian is one of my favorite stones for emotional healing. And it really can help with clearing away the emotions that are connected with back pain. So if you or anybody you know is having pain, this can also be with the reproductive system as well, because a lot of times we manifest things down in that area. when there's an emotional pain. So I would highly recommend carnelian in your collection. Also in the quartz family, are we seeing a collection here of quartz things? And this is orange calcite. So it's a light orange in color. Calcite family overall and quartz family overall are good for healing. So you can't really go wrong with any of the stones that are in those families. So this would be like a big stone for most people to put on their body, obviously, right? You don't have to have a big stone. Like I mentioned, you can use a little stone. But just putting stones in that area, wherever you're having the pain or wherever you feel drawn to, that it might be the root cause of your pain, can help you to dissipate that energy. Is just a crystal going to cure everything? Maybe not, but it's definitely going to help, and it's certainly not going to hurt. So I would definitely recommend you trying it, okay? And in that vein, if you're feeling a little bit ungrounded, like lots of us going through life, we get very, very busy. We're constantly doing stuff. Things can come along and knock us off course. I highly recommend stones that are grounding. So I already mentioned black tourmaline. I don't have a big piece to show you, but it's just simple and black. This stone can be used for grounding. It's called pyrite. It can also be used for manifesting wealth. So it has a double duty there. But pyrite, if you come over here and pick it up later on today, you'll feel this nice weight to it. It feels very grounding, just like hematite, pyrite, hematite, if you can remember those two names. I love them for grounding energy, and I use them quite often in my sessions. This is a beautiful piece of smoky quartz here. I'll lift it very gently. Smoky quartz is also a very grounding stone. So again, another piece of quartz. But smoky quartz is very, very grounding. This is a beautiful piece. You can put it in your office, or like Colby has here, to help to give some nice grounding spiritual energy to the space. And just holding these stones, again, you can wear them on your body, will help to ground you. A lot of times, after I've done some intense healing work with somebody, if they're feeling a little bit like, whoa, I gotta come back here, I'll give them a piece of hematite or tourmaline or something, and it will help them just like come right back into their body. So if you're a very sensitive person and you tend to get a little bit out of balance when you go into spiritual stores or spiritual places or something like that, pick up a piece of hematite or tourmaline and it will ground you very quickly. So I highly recommend that. For wealth, I just want to talk about that because who doesn't need more money in their lives, okay? The three favorite stones I have for manifesting wealth are pyrite, like I already mentioned, green aventurine, and citrine. So I don't have a piece of citrine here with me to show you, but those three stones together will activate your life with wealth. And all you have to do, citrine is also in the quartz family, aventurine is even in the quartz family. You just put your intention of manifesting wealth into it, or make a grid or something like that. This is citrine calcite, so it's not citrine that I'm talking about, but it also has lovely properties for you to work with, so it's in the calcite family. But the color is very good. So anything yellow is really good for manifesting wealth. We actually manifest through our solar plexus chakra, which color is yellow. And then green stones are really good for attracting wealth as well, but especially green aventurine and jade even as well, which is a little bit harder to come by. So if you want to bring something into your life, you want to manifest something into your life, I highly recommend picking up some of those kinds of stones. What I also want to talk about is just overall cleansing stones, because it is important to have some of those around, and some of them can be very versatile. You can use them in lots of different ways. My favorite stone for that is actually selenite. Selenite and kyanite, those are two that I love. This is selenite. It's a very affordable stone. You can find it all over the place. Find it as lamps and towers and sticks, whatever way. Selenite, if you have the little sticks, you can put them anywhere on your body and it will facilitate healing for you. It's also a stone that doesn't need cleansing, so it can be around your space all of the time, and it will constantly be cleansing the energy of that space. If you're doing any spiritual work or medical work or somewhere where you're constantly having people coming into your space for work, I highly recommend getting some selenite towers and putting them around in your space, and it will just be constantly cleansing and clearing the energy of your space. But again, you can use it on your body in any chakra and anywhere in your auric field, and it will help to cleanse and balance your energy. It's also a very spiritual stone, so if you're meditating or something like that, you can actually sit and hold the selenite and connect with your higher self or the higher realms as well. So selenite, kyanite, I didn't bring a piece with me today, but kyanite is also the same. Kyanite mostly comes in blue, but it also comes in black, green, and orange, and even an indigo color. That's a little bit more rare. I highly recommend getting some kyanite or selenite in your collection to help you.
Can you use them in combination of
Sure.
one another?
Of course. You can absolutely use them in combination. When I do layouts, I start with the root chakra or below the feet, and I work my way up to the crown. I can put crystals in the hands. This is all kind of more advanced stuff to teach you. But if you're just using simple little tumbled stones or stones that you have, just put it in the center of your body so that it's balanced. Because our central nervous system gets imbalanced when things are out of balance. So if you put something over here and not over here, it doesn't really balance the energy. So the way that they're working with our vibration is also with our central nervous system. So if you're putting them on your body, make sure you put them in the center, unless you've been taught some more advanced techniques on how to use them. But that's a really good way for healing. I think we're done.
Does that matter which one you use, which area? Like, is that, if it's good for the root chakra, you put it
You would put it in the
Is
root.
that okay?
It depends on the stone, and I don't have time to teach you all about that today. But the easiest way, I'll just leave you with this, the easiest way to use crystals for healing is to match the color of the stone with the color of the chakra. So you can choose stones that way. You don't have to memorize all of the properties, but you can put them with the chakras. They go in a rainbow color from red to violet at the crown of our head, so you can place them on your body in that way. And just Google online what the chakras look like, and you can match them up that way. Thank you all.
I told you that one was gonna be fabulous, right?
Okay.
I will just say, interesting enough, Jules did give me a piece of rose quartz and a piece of amethyst. So I'm like, all right, are you guys ready for some messages from loved ones?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, great. We have 3 professional mediums. It's going to be a fantastic morning of connecting to spirit and connecting to those loved ones, and they're going to deliver those messages. So we are going to start with our first medium today. Again, also does a lot of classes. She's got one coming up this month here in the center, which I'll talk about. Really is an expert in many, many modalities, but psychic medium is one of them. So I just want to welcome YuSon Shin. Wait till you see her loving little nature. It's the cutest little thing. She's just like a little fairy inside this physical body. So let's welcome YuSon.
Okay, so let's talk to spirit today. There's a lot of energy here. Just want to connect to someone. Okay. Interesting. So it's Mother's Day. So of course we have a mother. Okay. This mother feels like she was very loving, but also kind of sassy. She knew how to lay down the law and also kick butt. She was both feminine and a powerhouse, if you will. So I also want to say that she could also do things around the house. She knew how to fix things. She was very good at DIY, do it yourself, yeah. Okay. So can anyone take a mother who had both of these excellent traits, like very loving and yet very, and also could fix things? She was a fixer. She fixed things in people's lives as well. I'm feeling, let me see, I'm feeling drawn on this side. Does this make sense? So I'm gonna need, if you understand this, I'm gonna need you to raise your hand and take your loved one. Okay. Okay. So 2 people. Okay. Great. So one of the things that I'm getting the feeling from her is that she often felt that in her family she might have been kind of black sheep. Okay. She also feels to me that like she wasn't always understood, and especially by her own parents. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so I know you, Jules. So I just want to acknowledge that. I've also brought forth your mother before, but let me try to get some additional information that I've never gotten before. Okay, so she's giving me the feeling that as she was growing up, there were times when she felt really restricted, like she just wanted to bust loose. And because she felt this constriction, these rules, she felt a little stifled. And so one of the things that she liked to do was, the first chance she got was she really did bust out. She made sure that when she had a family of her own, she played it by her own rules. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I do. Okay. Also, it's almost as if she's telling me that she like pushed the envelope in many different ways.
Yes.
Okay, great. She also feels to me that she was actually a healer. She's making me feel that she was a healer.
Yes.
Okay. But while she was a healer, there were often lots of people who like tried to shut her down, tried to disagree with how she was doing things, and really made it known that they did not agree. Does this make sense to you? Because it feels like she had confrontations with certain people.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So she's giving me the Frank Sinatra song, "Did It My Way."
Yes.
So
Runs in the family.
yes. So So she actually she's making me feel so proud that she raised her daughters to be enormous powerhouses in their own ways. And she actually wanted to acknowledge like how different you are, but how enormously powerful you both are. And she wants to acknowledge that, and she wants to recognize you, and she wants to send you all of her love today. Okay. I have a gentleman here today, and he feels to me like a father. Okay, he actually feels quite funny, because he's making me feel that it may be Mother's Day, but dads count too. Okay, so he kind of has this like jokey side where he has a very good sense of humor. He's also making me feel that he was a very good provider as well. Okay, a white collar job. So, Okay, so can anyone understand a father who had a white collar job, who had this joking personality that can make fun of himself and situations, and I feel like I'm in this side of the room. No one? Okay. Let me ask him. Give me some more. Okay. He feels to me that like school was something that was very, very important to him. And okay. So he's also making me feel that like he really excelled in school. He liked school. He jokingly says, I could be a great nerd. And so can anyone take that in either side? No father? No? Okay. Excellent. Okay. I just need to maybe get some more clarifying information, and I'm asking him. Okay. I also feel that, okay, so if it wasn't a father, can anyone take the personality and the education, but maybe not the relationship? No? Okay,
And most of it fits for Uncle, yeah.
okay. Was he like a father to you?
No, but he's my mom's. He's my mom's father-in-law. My mom's a twin, so they were all very tight.
Okay. Great, thank you. Okay. Okay. So he's making me feel that in his house he had kind of a big library. He liked books. Can you take that?
I can take the liking books in his office.
Okay. Okay. He had a way of teasing his own family members.
Yes.
Okay. Almost to the point where it would, like, people couldn't take the
Yes.
teasing anymore.
Yes.
Like, he really knew how to push the teasing quite a bit.
Yes.
Okay. He also had kind of a unique way of dressing. Okay. Do you understand this?
That I don't understand.
Okay. So he's making me feel that he likes to be comfortable. He would often wear like these sweaters. Does this make sense?
That I don't understand.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So actually he's telling me that he wants you to know that comfort is really important, and so he wants you to, like, you're not really relaxing into and sinking into some of the things that you're really comfortable and happy doing. There have been times when you've just kind of pushed yourself, like he did with his little joking sense of humor, and he just wants to let you know that it's okay to ease into just being comfortable and relaxing every now and then. So
Thank you.
thanks. All right, you ready for some more? Yes? Okay. Our second medium has, she's also a professional psychic medium, has also done healing for over 20 years. So she does healing, she works with some cards, and truly kind of has some double duty as well because she is a mom, so happy Mother's Day to her. So let us please welcome and invite with a warm round of applause, Jennifer
Otherwise, it may be dicey. I have been healing for over 20 years, and it's really exciting to watch Jules bring healing modalities that I don't do to the forefront because I always learn when she's speaking. I want to bring through a mother in spirit. Feels like mother in spirit. I feel like this is a mother by choice. So do we have any adopted children by chance? Anybody? No? She's indicating she's a mother by choice, and she's indicating she didn't just mother her own children, but she mothered other people's children as well. Can you understand that? You're shaking your head.
My mother, was my biological mom, but she had a nursery school. She nurtured a lot of
She
children.
mothered a lot of children. Okay, thank you. Would you also understand her having a love of shells or the beach? Like this maybe over here, but no. Okay. Would you be the person with the mother that loves shells or the beach?
I grew up on the beach.
You grew up on the beach. Okay, so I'll be back to you in a minute because I got two moms here. Let's see if we can have your mom would have been somebody that if the sink was broken, she would be likely to get under it and take it apart. Would you understand that? She'd try to see if she could do it herself before she called somebody. Okay. I felt like I laughingly want to say that there was a sink that she dealt with often that would sort of clog up or it was slow. Can you understand that either at home or at her work? You don't understand that. Would you understand a bottleneck in your life with energy? Or energy is not quite flowing as quickly as you would like that sink? Okay, that's where she's getting me to then, thank you. And would you also understand that her, oh gosh, people really loved her. I feel like it was a deal to have her as a teacher. Like it was a big deal. This would be the kind of nursery school that people would say, when I have children, okay, thank you. She really did enjoy nurturing children. She felt like she could make a difference in their lives, especially those kids who maybe didn't have the easiest of home lives. You understand that? And a lot of children, because of her nurturing, she's getting real close here now, so it's just, I feel like I'm getting teary-eyed with this. She feels like she was able to make a lot of difference in a lot of kids' lives who maybe were more challenged than her. You understand? She also says that she passed along the desire to make a difference in people's lives to you in any little way you can, be it talking to somebody in a restaurant, at a bus stop, in like the movie theater. You're a good listener. And that your advice, she says, is divinely guided. You understand that? Thank you. She feels like she could go into the field of psychology or counseling, or it was something you desired though at one time. Is this feeling? Because she's giving me the sense that sitting behind the big desk and listening to people's problems all day would have maybe been somewhat of a dream job for you, and that it was considered at one time. So in your life, what you've done is taken, without all of that training and schooling, you've actually just become the best steer that anybody can have. And she says that she wants to acknowledge you for being a best friend to a lot of people. And she's sending you the flowers this Mother's Day. And thanking you for all the help you gave her in life, because you were actually almost a right hand for a lot of her life, her partner in many ways, and she was thank you for being her partner. I'll give you that. Beautiful energy about her, just so loving and calm. So you grew up on the beach, okay? Because I've had a mother in the back, and I wasn't sure if it's mother or grandmother, that keeps handing me shells. And I like to pick up shells on the beach. So I'm pretty sure I had a mother that either liked shelling or just liked walking down the beach. And you understand growing up near the beach. She's calling it the shore though, and I know you and Colby were talking about Jersey earlier, so I'm not that, but she's talking about it being the shore, not the beach. So I think she's just referencing Jersey, probably Jersey Shore of it. Would you, she seems to have a specific kind of cake she's bringing to me that's full of holes. Look at. Do you remember her making a specific, like coffee cake or something, or liking a specific coffee cake or bread? You don't recall that? So just, and it wouldn't be that you like a specific coffee. I feel like I've got soda bread, I have to tell you. Let's see where she's gonna go with the soda bread. All right, so, we're gonna put the soda bread on the table, okay, can we do that? No, all right, thank you, now I can put it aside on the cutting board for a moment. She, wants to acknowledge, there being, a relationship with your dad that was very intellectual, that they could talk about a lot of things together. Do you understand that? And that he was a very intelligent person, and she was an intelligent person, but also had the ability to look at problems from many different views. You understand that? She's also feeling to me like somebody who's very good at educating others without them knowing they were being taught. Would you maybe bringing them around to a point of view without shoving it in their face? Like, okay. And then in raising children, she had the ability to bring you to a solution without telling you what the solution was all the time. I know she had her moments where it was like, it's gonna be this way, but she really liked raising a child to be able to make its own decisions. So when you got out into the world, you knew how to think for yourself. And she feels like she did a really good job, by the way. I hope you do, because she feels like she did a good job. And she feels like she instilled the values of education that you've passed on to your children, and the importance of it, and always learning. And there's a feeling around her that she was always learning. Be it through reading a magazine, a new recipe, there was always something new going on in her life. And she's telling me that up until the end, she was trying to learn new things as much as she could. Did you understand that as well? And this is your daughter, yeah? It feels like in your life there's been a recent milestone that you've crossed. You understand that? A graduation or learning to drive. She's talking about a recent milestone. I found them in the last year or two. You've reached a milestone. You understand that? Maybe, and I feel like this is educationally related. It's not making sense to you? Maybe I may be moving on that if it's not making sense. I graduated a few years ago. Okay, so that might be the, and 2 years ago you graduated. Okay, so that would be what she's acknowledging. And she's saying that like her, you're going to be moving on to learn more and more things. That you'll be a lifelong learner like she was. And she feels like she wants to guide you along that way. So if you're open to it, watch for signs from your grandma, because she's going to be bringing them through to give you little milestones, like breadcrumbs. And I'll leave you with that.
All right, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. So if your mom hasn't popped through, there's still time. Our last medium of this morning is always one of my favorites because her loving personality, but also I just love, she's a licensed psychologist, and coming, there's always that desire to help people, right? So Spirit's always been with her to help people, right? That's why she became a psychologist. But she didn't recognize or realize she had this gift till later, till a traumatic incident that kind of awakened her guidance from Spirit. And so through that, you can see her passion and her commitment to really wanting to learn and grow and to really serve Spirit in the best way possible. So let us please welcome Lima Bergman.
All right. I just want to acknowledge Kobe's talk this morning. It was so beautiful. The whole unconditional love thing. Maternal love is universal, and it was amazing to me to listen to that. So, all right. So let's see who we have here. do have a mother. The moms are in today, aren't they? Okay, and, all right, this mom became a mom young. Yeah, I feel like this mom became a mom young, maybe younger than she would have planned it, so I feel like this was, I'm not saying this was out of wedlock or anything, I'm just saying she became a mom younger than maybe she had, wanted to or had anticipated that she would, I think is the more accurate way I want to say this. So a young mom, and I want to say that she definitely had more than one child, and she was very not only was she a good mom, but she was a busy person, so I feel like she also worked. So I'm gonna stop there and see if there's anybody who can take that so far. Anybody with a young mom, somebody who passed. I'm not gonna get into how she passed yet, I just wanna use these three pieces. We have a young mom, maybe you don't even know that she was a mom before she had anticipated she might become a mom. But she was also, you would have a sibling, at least one sibling, and this was a mom who was a really good mom, a lot of energy, and may have also worked. Can anybody take that? Nobody. Okay, so let me see where else she wants me to go with this, and yeah, I definitely feel like this is a mom. Maybe this is a grandma though. Maybe this is a grandma. If we took away the mom, and would you understand a grandmother that was like that? That would fit for you. If we switch it to grandma. Okay. She was very maternal though. Would you understand that? She was a very maternal woman. Okay. So that may have been, and she was a mom young. Okay, so you can take all those. She was a young mom. She had more than one child, and she also worked. She was great at being a mom, and she also was a very busy person. Okay, all right. So this is grandma. Okay, and would she have been very maternal to you as well? So you felt because she feels very motherly. Okay, she's very warm. She has a sense of humor, and you could really be yourself around your grandmother. There was a comfort level that you had being around her, and I feel like she was very different from your mom. Does that make sense to you? I feel like your mom was a little bit more. I want to say strict is. She had more rules. She was more strict. Yes, much more internal, and things had to kind of go the right way. Whereas grandma was a little bit looser, more emotional. Yes, okay, great. And I also want to say that grandma didn't have favorites. Grandma loved all her grandchildren equally and so fully. And everyone was special in their own way. And she would talk about how each one was special. She would bring up, she was one of those grandmas who would tell everybody in the room about what was special about the grandchildren, right? And don't you love people like that? It's just, there's such a warm feeling. So I feel like she was a great source of self-esteem for you. Because I feel like mom was a little bit, like you said, a little bit more internal and a little bit more strict with her rules, but your mom was a good mom. She was somebody you could depend on, and she was very, very. Your mom is in spirit, yes?
No.
Oh, she's not in spirit. Your grandma's in spirit, but she's talking about your mom being. She wants me to acknowledge that mom was a good mom, because I'm saying mom was strict, mom had rules, and grandma's going no, but she was a really good mom. Yes. Okay, so grandma's even acknowledging mom in her. All right, so I want to say too that your grandmother, she lived a long life. Yes, she lived a long life, and she lived a very full life. And I feel like she had no regrets when she passed. That she everything was full for her. And she's acknowledging that now, that she's no regrets. And she's really just is here for you. She's proud of you, and I'll bless you and leave you with that. Okay, we have a male stepping in. And okay, so I want to say that this is a younger man. He feels brotherly to me. So I don't feel like I'm in I feel like I'm in your generation, whoever this belongs to, and you were very close. So let me just start with, do we have somebody with a brother in spirit? Anybody with a brother or somebody like a brother who had been a really good friend who was like a brother? Nobody? No? You? Maybe? Maybe. Okay, so let me give you more information. Because I feel like I have a younger man, and I feel like you were very close. So if I don't have the relationship yet, let's just hold off, because this is definitely somebody who he's kind of pushing to be here. So I feel like he is somebody who is assertive and somebody who there's a lot of love there, a lot of love. So are we here? We feel like we're here? Okay, because I do feel drawn to you. So I want to say that this man loved you deeply, and the relationship was, he was somebody that you could really rely on, somebody that you could really lean on. Does that make sense to you? He was very dependable for you.
Somewhat, yes.
Somewhat, okay. So let me make sure that I'm with you then, because somewhat served, let's make this really clear. Nobody else can take this yet. A man that would have been your age, so you passed young, because we're all young here, right? So very dedicated and very, he was a driven man. He was very driven in everything that he did. Does that make sense to you? Very, very, I feel a lot of energy with him. So it wasn't just about whatever he did it hard. Like he worked hard, he played hard, he loved hard, like he was just very intense. Yes. Okay, because he's pushing his like, I don't care if it's Mother's Day, I'm here. And he wants to have his time. So what he wants you to know, what I'm feeling, is that he loved you deeply, he cared about you greatly, and he's with you. I feel like he's around you a lot. Do you ever sense him? Because you do, because I feel like he is around you. And I also feel like he's the kind of person that would kick you in the butt if you needed it. And that's kind of what I'm feeling from him, is that there's something going on in your life right now that you kind of need a little kick. And I feel like that's why he's here, and that's why you're here, because you needed to hear that from him, that whatever's going on, you can do it. That's what I'm hearing. You can do it, and you need to do it. And you're questioning whether you need to do it, aren't you? But he's telling you it's right, and you need to do it. Does that make sense for you? Okay, message delivered. All right, I'll say it.
Oh, isn't it nice to hear from your loved ones? Yes. Okay. How about just a couple more messages real quick, and then we'll give you some things. We'll give you some things to it, okay? Sound good? Yes. All right. So I have a lady here that gives me, let's just use here instead of a fan. There you go. I have a lady here that makes me feel like she's uses her hands a lot. Like she would have used her hands a lot in her work, in her creation. She gives me the feeling that this would be a mother. She also gives me the feeling perhaps some lung thing, or something around her lungs prior to her passing. But she feels like she had been strong. Like she feels small but strong to me. And I just feel so drawn over here. Would you have a mom in spirit? Is that correct? Use yeses and nos for me. Thank you. Louder, please. That's okay, you can do it, okay? And you understand mom using her hands a lot. Does that make sense to you? Yeah, there you go, crochet, she said, okay. And she also gives me the feeling like, mom just makes me feel like, even though she's small, kind of like you, there's a power within her. You understand that? Thank you. She gives me, I don't know if she had like rituals, but she gives me the feeling of tradition being very important to her. You understand that as well? And bringing the family, making sure the family was together, making sure that she's acknowledging each person. Do you understand that? Yes? Thank you. She also gives me this feeling of, I do, obviously she's sick before she passes because we have that lung happening. But I also feel like she didn't want to tell people she was sick. You understand that? She didn't want people to worry about her, or she didn't. So I feel like she kind of kept that part quiet for quite some time. But I also feel that there's a sense with her where I do feel like you went to see her and you were able to be with her, though. That makes sense? You understand that? Okay, thank you. She also tells me, I keep feeling like she's showing me writing, so you would understand either you wrote something to your mom after her passing. Does that make sense to you? Or did you write down a poem or something from your mom? Okay, she keeps telling me about this writing and a poem. I feel like there's a poem either from her to you or you to her. Would you understand a poem in your house, hanging in your house or something? She's drawn me so much to a saying like a saying or a poem. Will you do me a favor, when you get home, would you just mind looking around your space? I feel like she's letting me know she's in your space, and there's a saying, there's either a saying or a poem, and she's letting me know to look at it, that that's a message for you.
I just have pictures.
You have pictures of her, okay. I'm telling you, I'm gonna trust her, even if, look to see, just do me a favor, if you just don't mind. All you gotta do is walk around your space, but look for a saying or something, or look on the back of the picture, see if there's something written on the back. To me, I feel like there's something she's saying, and she's saying it's in your house, and you have it out, okay? It doesn't make me feel like it's away. Sound good? Okay. She's also given me this feeling of you, there is a sense, I guess she's giving me the feeling that you have been hard on yourself about the passing. That maybe you felt like you wanted to do more or be more or should have been there sooner or something along those lines. Do you understand that? Okay. She wants you to let that go. Don't hold on to that, she says. She goes, listen, I'm the one that was stubborn. I'm the one that didn't want anyone to know, so I don't want you to hold on to it. You know my love for you. You know my love is endless. You know my love is pure. I know how much you love me, and I know how much you sacrificed to even get there when you got there. Okay, and she wants to also, I feel like you kissed her forehead. Is that correct? Because she's saying I'm acknowledging the kiss on the forehead. So she wants to let you, okay. She wants to let you know that she feels that. She just, there's also, there's a word. I don't know the word in English. Mom would have spoken another language, is that correct? Mm-hmm. Yes, okay. It's like I don't know what all I keep hearing is like a pika or pico, something like that. So, I don't know, you're gonna be like, Kobe, I have no idea what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. But does a pika or pico, something like that resonate, or does it mean something connected to another word? Do you understand?
It's a flower.
It is a flower?
In Hawaiian.
Okay, thank you, because she gives me that, and that's actually interesting because I did see a bouquet of flowers, but I was just thinking, oh, Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. So she is letting me know. I feel like with that flower, and that flower must have a scent to it. Okay, she's letting me know that you are going to smell that scent.
That's how we usually do it.
Okay, that was my line. Oh, now you want to talk. Anyhow, she gives you lots of love today. You have to know that she is with you. You have to know that she is in your space, and she sends you blessings and love today. So I'll leave that with you. I have a grandma, and technically it's grandma, but it's really mom. So she gives me that she is a grandma, that she's someone that was a huge part of your life. She gives me this sense of a huge part. She's kind of like a mother and a father to you. It's very interesting. Like, I feel like she tried to show you everything, and being with her and growing up with her. And I also feel like, she could be a little strict, but it's not too much. I mean, to me, it really feels like loving having you around, wanting you to be there, and that sense with you of wanting to make sure you knew you were loved. So I know you would have spent summers with her and done things like that with her as well. And she's also given me the feeling of something. I think something's not right. Something feels wrong in maybe one of her legs as she gets older, because I don't feel her to be fully balanced. There's just some pain or something down one side, and I do feel like, the name like Doris or divorce also came through. That could be connected to someone in the living or middle name. I'm not really sure, but can anyone connect to the grandmother? I feel so drawn to you for some reason. Would you understand a grandma's spirit, sweetheart?
Yes, but not quite that descriptive.
Okay. Okay. Does anyone take the grandma that would have been both kind of a mom and a dad? Does that make sense? That you would have been around? First of all, would you have been around her a lot?
Yeah.
And then you spent some summers with her as well?
Like babysitting, after school stuff.
Okay. Do you also, is there a Doris or Dolores or D, something like that in the family connected in the living or in spirit? Doesn't have to be her name. It could be like an aunt or somewhere along the lines. Or Dorothy. It's just a D-O is what I'm getting. D-O. You do have that? Okay. And would this make sense? What's the name for you?
I think it's Dorothy.
Okay, got it. And do you also understand the connection to the grandmother?
No. Maybe?
Do you understand, do you understand the information if I change the relationship? Someone who's like a mom and a dad for you, that kind of would have been both parts, and you would have been really close to them.
Yes.
Okay, and then do you also understand, there's a strictness, but it's not too much, it's not overpowering, but just enough to kind of give you guidelines. You understand that? Okay. Do you also understand a sense of maybe her wanting her hair set or something with her hair being done? Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, and then do you also understand that leg thing we were talking about? There's something, my physical body isn't fully balanced towards the end.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
But I think it's two people. Like you said, it was connected. It's like two grandmas.
Oh my God, well, we gotta divide and conquer real quick here. Divide and conquer, all right. Would you, real quick, the one where the Dorothy is connected, okay? This is the lady with the leg, is that right? Okay, so that we're gonna set that one over here. The Dorothy, but the Dorothy's the one with the hair.
Yes.
Okay, and the Dorothy's the one also, I don't know, listen, I'm not gonna make your grandmas compete against one another, but Dorothy to me feels, that grandma feels more pleasant, am I allowed to say? Like, she gives me the feeling of, she's the one who would have been, well, like, she's the one that would have been a little bit more on the strict side, but she's also pleasant. Like, I feel like she'd be pleasant to other people.
I don't know that.
You don't know that?
No.
Okay. Well, she thinks she is, so that's just that. She feels like she is. Okay, this is her perspective. I just feel like, honestly, I feel like they're both coming in to remind you that you're supported. Okay, because maybe you've been feeling a little unsupported lately, or feeling like a little unsupported in a maybe motherly way. Okay, and I feel like both ladies want to come in. So even if I combine, I guess they knew they had one shot left and they were going to dive on you. But I just feel like they wanted to come in to kind of be these pillars for you, to kind of hold you up, to give you that feminine love, that feminine energy. Even if one's a little stronger than the other in that kind of approach, it's letting you know either way, either method, you're completely loved and you're completely supported at this time in your life, okay? So, and just in a way too, to thank you, because it does feel like you're a mother in your own right. And they want to just say you're an amazing mother, you have an amazing unconditional love, and they're very, very proud to see that, especially kind of maybe through things that you have been through, to kind of see you be able to love so purely brings them such joy and pride. So I'll leave that with you. Those are our messages today, and I do want to thank each and every one of you for being here and joining us on this Mother's Day. We have a couple events just to kind of recognize. There's a few things here. In the center here, we hold events and classes as well. So if you did sign up for that mailing list, you'll get notification of when we do have those things. Coming up though, at the center, May 18th and 19th, our very own YuSon Shin is teaching a beginner's class. And this is an amazing weekend workshop. It helps you tune into your own intuition and chakras and energy and abilities and gifts. And it's very loving and very fun. I'll tell you, every time I see pictures, you can see the joy in the students' faces, that they really walked away from something very, very special there. Also, June 9th here. So our next service is June 9th. Right following the service, we have Alan Wellman and Shelley Sanders doing an afternoon of messages. So I do hope after the service you'll be able to stay and support them. It's their first public demonstration of the services. So that's going to be really fun. We have Jules Davis, right, our crystal expert. On May 18th and 19th, she's doing Reiki 1 and 2. So that's a weekend certification. It's a certification course, right? Certification in Reiki, right? Energy, the healing, the power of energy. June 2nd, she's doing chakra and aura reading workshop. So that will be really fun as well, right? Reading those auras, those chakras, those lots of colors, lots of fun stuff, digging through, unblocking, unlocking. Lots of fun stuff there. For myself, on June 15th, I'm going to be doing a beginner's workshop in psychic, mediumship, intuition. I'm going to make it very beginner, very fun, and that is going to be here. And then our last announcement, on August 16th, Lisa Williams is going to be here in LA, which I'm just so thrilled about. We only have 4 spots left in our workshop. I know it's not till August, but it's almost sold out. So it is a more intermediate advanced class, but if you want to join us, come. And if you don't want to take the class that evening, we're going to be in North Hollywood doing a demonstration. So you have to come to that. You don't want to miss that. She's, you know, she's just, she literally is a world-renowned psychic medium that my teacher, my mentor, helps thousands of students learn and grow every day. I do want to just take a moment again to thank you. I do want to thank our mediums and our speaker. You know, I want to share with you that each of them, you know, has had their own stresses, right? Just because we do this work doesn't mean we don't have setbacks and disappointments and sadness and stress. And I know for a fact a few of them have had some unbelievable loss and change and things coming up, and yet they still showed up today to serve. They still showed up to be here for you. They still showed up to serve spirit. And I just want to thank them, because I know it's not always easy. It's a lot, you know, when you have to move, it's a lot easier to get weighed down by the boxes in the house than it is to let yourself serve. So, you know, of Mother's Day, we're going to send lots of love to Jules. Her little fur baby graduated to the Rainbow Bridge, and so, but with lots of love and light, and truly a miracle in that baby's story, which is a testament to the kind of mother Jules is to so many. So again, thank you all for being here and for sharing your day and your morning, and you know, like us on Facebook, come back, please, and please enjoy your Mother's Day. If you have a mom in the living, call her, kiss her, tell her how much you love her. If you have one in spirit, thank you for coming today to honor her. Do something to honor those that show us what love is all about. And thank you guys so much. Have a good day.